Hey guys, just want to do a quick video of how to search for different items on the AH. I know a lot of people out there say my build's extremely expensive, there's no way they can afford it, you should just skip over it unless you have 30 million gold to spend. Although it is true I have spent that much on my build, I have a lot of really top tier end items that you don't necessarily need to start off this build. You can make a Act 2 to 3 build with just a couple million gold. You don't need a ton of money, and a couple million really isn't all that much. If you say that's a lot, I'm sorry, but that's not a lot of gold. You can make that pretty quickly in a couple days of farming, and with the changes they've made to Act 1 to dropping top tier loot, it should be that much easier for you to go ahead and get that gold. But I just want to show you some quick ways to find gear that is cheaper than people might think and has stats that you're looking for tanking. So we all know we want armor and all resistances for tanking. You want to search a little bit lower than your goal. So say you're looking for a piece that has 50 all resistance. I'm going to go ahead and search for 40. We'll say that I'm looking for a piece with vitality. I'll say I want 80. I'm going to put 60 in there. And I may want intellect for that third slot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in a chance to stun. And the reason being is because it's an undervalued stat, it's a pretty good stat, and it's worth getting on a piece of gear, and we may be able to find something we weren't necessarily looking for. So got those in there, and I'll be trying to see if I can find a cheap item that may have intellect on this too. It just putting that chance to stun narrows your fields of what you're looking for. We're going to sort it by armor. And so we have a much narrower choices. We only got 5 pages of loot. I'm going to go through and see all these pieces are pretty cheap. We'll look at them and we can look at that and go, nah, I don't want it. It's garbage. Nah, I don't want that. It's garbage. You just keep searching through. You find a lot of garbage so far. Then you find something like this. So it has 280 armor, so not a ton of armor, but that's about how much I have on my gloves right now. It's got intelligence. We didn't even search for intelligence. It has a ton of it on there. It's got 131 intelligence, 50 more than what we originally wanted. Vitality, it's got 9 more than what we originally wanted. We were only searching for 60, but we've got 89 on there. Dexterity is a bonus for dodge, poison resistance bonus, and has just under what we were looking for resistance. We wanted 50, we got 47. And on bonus, we've got a 2.2% chance to stun on hit, and only 250k. I find items like this all the time. I can do the same thing with a belt. Go to belt, the chance to stun is going to go away because belts have a chance to freeze on them. We'll go ahead and put a 2% in there because we don't want too low of a percentage. Sort it by armor again. Top one, 350,000. We'll look at it here. It doesn't have any int on it, so we'll go ahead and look to see if we can find something with int. No dice so far, no dice. This may be looking, I don't know if this is in everybody's budget. It can be kind of tough to pay $1 million, but if you're willing to wait 9 hours, you can maybe put in a bid on it. It's got some decent intelligence, some decent vitality, lots of all resist, 2% chance to stun, and that piece has just under 400 armor. And just keep searching through all these cheap ones. Sometimes you'll find a gem, sometimes you'll find duds. It looks like this time we got quite a few duds. There's some pretty promising items in here. You won't always find exactly what you're looking for, but the key to auction house is being patient. You do not want to overspend. Now for a weapon, it should be one of your last upgrades. For now, I would get something passable. And what I mean by passable is go ahead and search for a one-hander. I would look for has sockets on it. For some reason I am dumb and cannot find has sockets. There we go, it's at the bottom for some reason. We don't need to put in a value because there's only one socket on a weapon anyways. And I need a base stat on there, so I'll look for a base stat of vitality. And now a lot of people may be wondering, well, why aren't you looking for a weapon with life on hits? Those weapons are ridiculously expensive. You do not want to overpay for those right now. Any weapon that has life on hit on it base is going to be terribly expensive and not really worth looking for. So we're just going to go ahead and search through them. You don't need a high DPS weapon, so if you're looking for something in a smaller budget, just keep skipping through all these high price items. Don't need to waste your time with them. And we'll take a look at these. These are not bad weapons for the price. 154 vitality, empty socket, you can throw a life and hit gem in there. Doesn't need to have base life on hit in it. Find something with lots of base stats. It can cover a lot of your empty bases on your gear. So if you're missing a lot of vitality, you can find a lot of vitality on a weapon and use that instead. So it can fill gaps in your gear that you may have. I would go as low as a 700 DPS weapon for this build. You don't want to go too low. 700 DPS is more than enough. I actually downgraded from a 900 DPS weapon to a 700 DPS weapon. And you just search through all these relatively cheap weapons looking for something with high base stats and a socket. Anything else is a bonus at this point, especially this early on. You're just looking for something to be passable for now. Bam, right here. This is a great weapon. Only 450,000. It has a socket, almost 200 vitality in it, and a 1.30 attack speed. That is a great weapon for the price. Bam, another one right here, 500,000. This has a chance to fear on hit with it. I'm not a big fan of fear. A lot of people like that on their on hit procs, so if you want to, you can pick that up if you're a fan. You just got to find out a playstyle that works for you and look for those types of items and fill in what you feel you need. So my recommendation is don't overspend. Just find something with high base stats, an open socket so you can throw life on hit in there, and then you can get life on hit in other pieces such as a ring or anything else. If you guys any questions, anything to add, anything else you're looking for, if these tips didn't help you out at all, I hope they did. They're really simple, quick tips, but I think they can go a long way for searching gear that you're looking for. Again, any questions, post in the comments, post on the forums, ask me in game. I don't care what you do, just want to help you guys out. So talk to you later.